Oyo State government Seyi Makinde called on Nigerians to remain loyal and be proud of the nation despite the current challenges it is facing. The governor, who was represented by his deputy Bayo Lawan, proud the people of the state and Nigerians to love the nation wholeheartedly. He maintained that the improved security situation in Oyo State was made possible through the intervention of relevant security stakeholders. The event witnessed traditional march past as police and paramilitary agencies, government agencies, voluntary organizations, and various schools displayed their marching artistry and a cultural display. In Ibadan, Ayoleku Ajibola, NTA News.
We apologize for some frozen pictures in that report. To further assist caregivers in Oyo State to intensify efforts to taking care of children with special needs, wife of the governor, Tamuna Minini Makinde, have presented food items with cash gifts to selected homes in the state to celebrate the 62nd Independence Day. Omokende Ibari brings back the report. Here.
The program brought together selected special children and caregivers from different homes in Oyo State. Wife of Oyo State Governor Tamuna Minini Makinde encouraged them to always see themselves as glorious children, while calling on everyone for support in allaying the fears of the children she referred to as special from God.
Don't leave it to let them do it. Somebody have it. Somebody is doing it. But what are you doing is my message. Do something. No matter how small.
Receiving the food items, some of the leaders of homes present at the event appreciated the gesture.
We appreciate our mommy for all that supports, and we pray that the Lord Almighty will bless her in Jesus' name.
There were different side attractions that brought excitement as Nigeria turns 62. This was the third of its kind by the present administration in Oyo State.
As the nation continues to work towards food sufficiency, affordability, and economic sustainability, experts have identified effective climate prediction and improved seed variety as the way to go in ensuring rapid action in agricultural development. Kayode Oladushu tells us more.
Nigeria, a populous country, consists of people with different beliefs, traditions, and religions. It is home to over 250 ethnic groups with over 500 languages, and the variety of customs and traditions among them gives the country great cultural diversity. However, being characterized by differences does not pose a disadvantage to the socio-economic development of the country. Instead, it presents opportunity for Nigerians to maximize the diversity as a gift for the nation.
Whether you're a Christian or a Muslim or a non-believer, that we are one people and that we should be accommodating and we should show love to one another.
How to live with the people is peace. When you have a peace, you will live with anybody quite correct, and we live in Ibadan peace.
The 1999 Constitution, as amended, provides in its Article 2, subsection 1, that Nigeria is one indivisible and indissoluble sovereign state to be known by the name of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This connotes that the unity of Nigeria is in a diversity through the promotion of national integration among ethnic, religion, and social status is indisputable.
The diversity that incorporates equity, justice, equality, respect, will lead to greatness. And I think that is what Nigeria must look for.
We should try as much as possible to look for ways of strengthening the rope that join us together, the connecting rod that connects the south, the north, the east, the west together should be handled gently.
62 years on as a sovereign state, with a long history of integration among the various ethnic and sociocultural groups, she will remain a source of unity in diversity for Nigerians as the long-term project of nation building continues. In Ibadan, Kado Ladoshu, NTA News.
In the studio with me is a professor of public administration, political institutions, policy and strategic studies, Professor Adikunla Yaboyaji. You are welcome to Panorama Videos.
Thank you so very much. Good afternoon, Nigeria.
Now, talking about unity in diversity, what really does it depict in Nigeria?
Thank you so very much. For Nigeria, unity in diversity can be looked at or examined from different perspectives. Unity in diversity in the sense of the numerous tribal groups that we have in Nigeria, the gender that we have in Nigeria. And Nigeria is made up of females, Nigeria is made up of males, Nigeria is made up of adults, children, youth, and so on and so forth, and divided into numerous, at the point, more than 250 tribal groups. All these different sectors of the society coming out to pursue a common goal.
Beautiful. Then, how has the unity helped develop Nigeria as a nation?
To a large extent, we have not gotten to a stage or a state where the average Nigerian will see himself first and foremost as a Nigerian before seeing himself as an Oyo man,
Ibadan man, or Yoruba man, Hausa man,
Fulani, Igbo, Efik, Ibibio, and so on and so forth. But to a large extent, the beauty in it is a potential for Nigeria's greatness if we can understand our differences and learn to live. It is very difficult for us to forget our differences because the school of thought will say that we should forget our differences. No, it's difficult for me to forget the fact that I'm a Yoruba person, or I'm an Oyo person, or I'm an Ede person. But I can try as much as possible to understand the differences and live with it in harmony with my fellow Nigerians.
When I'm talking about the the unity in diversity, what went wrong? How did we get here with the issue of insecurity and other challenges bedeviling Nigeria at the moment?
To the double-barreled question. How did we get here in terms of unity and diversity? I think it's first and foremost, there is a common perception that the coming together of Nigeria was a mistake. If it was a mistake then, now the reality is on ground that we are together. And I think it is convenient for God, the creator of all things, to make everyone in Nigeria to speak one language. But that is not it. The reality is that we have different languages, and the earlier we come to understand and face that reality, the better for us. For insecurity, I think a very clear indication is the economic situation of the country. There is a huge economic dysfunctionality in Nigeria, and it's natural that survival is the first battle for any normal human being. Once survival is threatened, there is the tendency for social discontent, and from social discontent you find all kinds of criminalities leading to insecurity.
Okay. Now, one major unifying factor in Nigeria is sports, especially football.
Okay.
When Nigeria is playing football, take for example a World Cup or the recent athletics event, every Nigerian become patriotic. They put aside a tribe, a religion, and they come as a nation. How can we embrace that spirit of sportsmanship in our daily life in Nigeria?
Thank you. I think that is what each Nigerian, particularly for enlightened self-interest, that is what every discernible Nigerian must always emphasize. That if we can do that in sport, if racism can be addressed with sport through football around the world, then Nigeria should emphasize those things that bring us together. Sports, with its mass appeal, is a way to go, and it's used across and around the globe. I think that is what we as stakeholders, our leaders, followers, and all other level of stakeholders should emphasize in Nigeria. That if we can do that, why can't we replicate that in some other aspects of our life?
Now, the nationhood called Nigeria, can we say all the geopolitical zones in Nigeria, they felt the impact of being part of the nation called Nigeria? Can we say every geopolitical zone can boast that, oh, yeah, we've fully been integrated and we've been given one position or the other to feel sense of belonging in this nation?
It is sad that is not so. It is sad that is not so. But I can say that even from where we originated, we may not have it all. And once we have that in mind, take for example, in Oyo State, as every community or as every town produced the governor of Oyo State, for example. As an Oyo man ever been the governor of Oyo State, as an Ijioku man ever been the governor of Oyo State. We have had governors from Ibadan, we've had governors from Ogbomoso, and so on and so forth. But there are other towns and cities in Oyo State. Ditto for Ogun, Osun, and Nigeria as a whole. So once we take it up from there, that we cannot all be there at the same time, and it's a trajectory, one thing at a time.
Okay, now as the nation is approaching the 2023 general election, what is your advice?
Thank you so very much. I would want to say, because the theme here is unity in diversity. I would want to say that we should de-emphasize politics of identity, meaning that is an Igbo, is Yoruba, is a Muslim, is a Christian, and so on and so forth. When we focus on all of this, then that means we are not focusing on performance. We are focusing on some particularistic and primordial issues, and that will not take us to anywhere. So coming general elections in 2023 should be more of a politics of ideas, issue-based campaigns, and so on and so forth. And we should, to a large extent, because if you look at it very well, our democracy has grown and it's gradually maturing. This is not what we had in 1999. To a large extent, many aspects of it are really improved, and we can always improve more.
Thank you. Lastly, what is the impact of unity of our present economic situation? The impact of unity in our present economic situation.
Thank you so much. A house divided against itself. So to a large extent, except once again we can understand our differences and work together as a unit with a critical mass, working for the development of the Nigerian economy.
Thank you very much. I've been speaking with Professor of Public Administration and Political Institution Policy and Strategic Studies, Professor Dikula Yaju. Thank you for coming on Panorama.
Thank you so very much for having me.
We now pause for some messages. Panorama continues shortly. Stay with us. Welcome back. The Kwara State government has begun a fresh distribution of grants to 30,000 female petty traders across the state. Raliat Ibrahim reports that the disbursement kick-started in 3 local government areas.
A grant is given to petty traders to boost small-scale businesses in the state. The program, tagged Oweshoro, is being carried out under the Kwara State Social Investment Programs. In this second tranche, 30,000 women from the 16 local government areas in the state were selected to benefit from 20,000 naira cash each.
After the disbursement, of course, we'll do monitoring and evaluation. We know who our beneficiaries are, we know their addresses, we have their contacts. So, of course, we'll monitor, we'll evaluate and see what is the impact assessment of this program. So, the reason why we are doing this is because the initial one that we did, we actually got good feedback, and that is why we are starting the new phase.
ASA, Ilorin South and Ilorin West local government areas were chosen for the pilot program.
I'm very happy for the number that they give us. We thank for our governor Abraman Abrazak, because I'm a fashion designer. I can use it to start selling wool. It means a lot for me because it's also helped me to move forward in my business that I'm doing. What I'm money will help me grow my business.
Beneficiaries are selected in conjunction with leaders of various markets. Raliat Ibrahim, NTA News.
The equality and standards of the National Homegrown School Feeding Program across schools in the Federation is expected to improve with the completion of a one-week intensive safety standard training for supervisors in Abuja. At the closing ceremony of the training facilitated by the National Institute of Tourism Professionals of Nigeria, participants drawn from the 36 states and FCT were drilled on extensive food safety measures and healthy environment for the homegrown school feeding program in Nigeria.
Well, the program is a national one. I can see we draw trainers and trainees from over the country to ensure that we have each state got enough people to train the cooks. Secondly, to ensure that the quality of food delivery is actually up to scratch, and to ensure that the standard is uncompromised.
The cooks must know what they are cooking, must know that they are appropriate for the children, and that they should do it in an appropriate environment.
Supervisors said they have been fully equipped to carry out daily inspection for a healthy and clean environment where foods are prepared.
This is for the first time for me that things are going to work out. We are beginning to have a plan that will work out to roll poverty out of the country, Nigeria.
For me to continue to do the good work where I did, the way show say the President Muhammad Buhari truly he won't help the poor masses.
Trained supervisors are to step down the knowledge acquired in their respective community. The Nigerian Academy of Medicine has restated its commitment of promotion of policies for good health in Nigeria. This was re-emphasized at the Academy's 2022 annual lecture in Abuja. Salwa Khalil Ibrahim reports.
Beyond formulating policies that take a lead back of health, funding is a major catalyst in realization of any policy. This, among other issues, formed the thrust of the annual meeting of the Nigerian Academy of Medicine.
Improving the funding and the services, because you cannot improve the services without adequate funding. If you have to clean up a primary health care center, you need money. The personnel are there. The level of attention to details are on there. So that they need the leadership to ensure that things are done, that Nigeria is peaceful.
Significant strides have been made in the development of the health sector. However, government is committed to doing more and supporting the academy for the overall development of the health sector.
The federal government has continued to invest in the health sector by recently embarking on massive infrastructure development and supporting clinical services, and desirous of collaborating with the Nigerian Academy of Medicine to strengthen the sector for the progress of the nation.
The theme 2023 and beyond, setting the agenda. 50 new fellows were inducted into the academy with the launch of the journal. Salwa Khalil, NTA News.
Of the 2023 general elections in the country, synergy between the media, electorates, the election umpire as well as the security agencies is critical in ensuring a seamless transition to another administration through the ballot. This was the position of participants at a one-day forum organized by the Nigerian Union of Journalists in collaboration with the Information Ministry in Kebbi State. Usman Abdullahi Shehu reports.
With the commencement of the electioneering campaigns by those aspiring for elective posts in the forthcoming elections, the coming together of key players to strategize on how to make the plan succeed is not only commendable but apt. The one-day engagement is geared toward exchanging ideas, in particular reminding journalists what is expected of them in their reportage. Stakeholders in attendance strongly advise the need for the press to be more professional in their duty, as anything short of that will be counterproductive in that direction.
So this is an opportunity for the journalists and the security agencies to interact and understand operations running and after elections.
It's only a reminder for us to be up and doing and to be also observing our ethics and law in discharging our duties.
Forum agreed to cooperate in ensuring a hitch-free election. The workshop was rounded up with questions and answers. And Birnin Kebbi, Usman Abdullahi Shehu, NTA News.
Ilaya will now bring us sports update.
World Cup bound Nigeria's under-17 girls lashed leading Turkish women's club Galatasaray women 3-1 in a friendly match played on Saturday. Okoyemi Ajakaye scored Nigeria's first in the 26th minute of the encounter, which was Flamingo's first serious knockout since arriving in Turkey on Tuesday for a 10-day training camp ahead of this year's FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup in India. The Flamingos will be facing one of the toughest nuts to crack when they take on Germany in their first match of the campaign in Goa on Tuesday, 11th October. In the English Premier League, Arsenal extended their lead atop the Premier League table with a 3-1 victory over North London rivals Tottenham on Saturday. Goals from Thomas Partey, Gabriel Jesus and Granit Xhaka propelled Mikel Arteta's men to a dominant win on home turf as the Gunners recovered from Hurricane's equalizing penalty to move 4 points clear at the top of the table. In other matches, Bournemouth drew goalless with Brentford. A moment of magic from Conor Gallagher handed Chelsea a 2-1 victory at Crystal Palace, while Leandro Trossard scored a hat-trick at Anfield to earn Brighton a dramatic 3-0 draw with Liverpool. In today's fixtures, two bitter rivals with a taste for victories lock horns in Sunday's Manchester derby as City host United, while Leeds United will endeavour to snap a 3-game winless streak in the Premier League when Aston Villa pay a visit to Elland Road. And finally, a crowd of 15,895 at the Sydney Superdome witnessed the new look Team USA successfully reinforce the legacy of their predecessors by winning a 4th consecutive World Cup gold and 11th overall after an 83-61 victory over China in the Women's Basketball World Cup final. The victory was the 30th in a row in World Cup play for the Americans, who haven't lost since the 2006 semi-finals against Russia. With sports update, Bade Adeleye, NTA News.
That is Panorama from Ibadan Network Center. Remember to connect with NTA. Be a star. Stand against rape and rapists. I'm Larry Du. Good afternoon.